Hello and welcome to the City of Cedar Falls Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. I call this meeting to order. Can we get a roll call, please?
Alberhaski?
Here.
Grebovich?
Here.
Hartley?
Here.
Henderson?
Here.
Johnson?
Here.
Moser? Sorensen?
Here.
Stallnaker?
Here.
Watkins?
Here.
We have one absent tonight.
All right, thank you. First agenda item tonight is approval of minutes. Looking for a motion or any discussion?
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. All right, this is a time in the meeting for public comment for anything that's not on the agenda. If anyone came tonight to speak to the commission, okay, thank you. We will move on to old business. Our second agenda item today is a land use map amendment. Amend from medium density residential to low density residential. And I believe JD has this one. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Good evening. Yes, this case is this case was initially discussed at the last planning and zoning meeting. The request here is to for future land use map amendment. This is for a subject property that is highlighted in red. It's currently in the Green Hill Village area. Yep, the request here is to amend the future land use map in city's comprehensive plan for this 5.22 acre of subject property. The request is to change the designation from medium density residential use to low density residential use to allow proposed development of a low density single family dwelling units. Currently, this area is zone MU, and it is within MU district master plan for Green Hill Village. This property was zoned back in 1998 and had several amendments to this plan later. The last amendment for this subject property was done in 2018, and that amendment was to allow for development of multi-unit residential townhomes for the same property. So with currently this property be allowed for residential townhomes, the applicant is requesting to change the designation of the land use map. Sorry, my screen is stuck. Oh, sorry, here we go. So the future land use map, currently this is the future land use map on your screen. This subject property is currently zoned medium density residential use. As per the comp plan, medium density residential use emphasizes development of variety of housing types, ranging and allows density from 4 to 12 units per acre. And the low-density residential use, which is the yellow area on the map, emphasizes single-family detached development, typical density ranging from 1 to 4 units per acre. Since the current master plan allows for development of multi-unit townhome with a density of 7.7 units per acre, which is about 28 units on this piece of property, the applicant wants to propose the amendment to the future land use map to change this designation to low-density residential use. That way, they are able to develop this property with 16 detached single-family units with a density of 3.07 acres, 3.07 units per acre. Staff believes that this will be aligning with other low-density residential uses in the area. As you can see, immediately abutting the subject property, the use is south is low-density residential use, so this would fit appropriate. And also, this amendment would allow the developer to develop the subject area, which has been undeveloped for a while. With that, staff has reviewed this proposal to amend the future land use map to change the designation for subject property to low-density residential use and recommends approval subject to any comments or directions specified by Planning and Zoning Commission. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Does the commission have any questions for staff? Okay. Is the petitioner here like to speak at all tonight?
If there's questions, yes, but otherwise.
Okay, all right, thank you. Anyone from the public like to speak to this item tonight? All right, let's bring it back to commission. Clearly, there's not a crowd here. I know we've talked this piece of land before when it was zoned for townhouses, and we had a lot of neighbors show up, and now there's no one here. So I think it's would be well received in that neighborhood to change it to the single or the low density. So I would make a motion to approve the land use map, amend the medium density to low density.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion, comment?
I think maybe my only comment that I would just like to mention, I'm glad to see infill as well. I mean, pockets of land in the middle of the city rather than always sprawling out. So that's nice to see.
All right, thank you. Could we get a roll call vote on that, please?
Alberhaski,
Aye.
Gribovich,
Aye.
Hartley,
Aye.
Henderson,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Sorensen,
Aye.
Stallnaker,
Aye.
Watkins.
Aye.
Okay, that motion carries.
All right, motion carries, and we'll go to city council. Our third agenda item tonight is related. It's a MU master plan amend from townhomes to single-family residential. And JD, of course, has this one also.
Yes, thank you. Yes, it's the MU District Master Plan amendment for the same property that we just discussed. Currently, there is a MU District Master Plan for this site, which currently allows for townhomes. The applicant is requesting to amend the plan to allow for construction of detached single-family units on the property. I won't go into more details or background that we just saw, so I'll just skip to what the facts are. So current master plan for this site allows 28 units within 4, 5, 6 unit townhome building, as you can see on your left side image, which is 7.7 units per acre. The proposal here is the image to the right, which allows for 16 detached single-family lots, which will be about 3.07 units per acre. As per MU zoning, any change to a residential density or land use requires review by Planning and Zoning and City Council, here, which is why we are trying to have this forward of you to request or to allow this request to be amended. More facts when we see MU zoning district, it does, the first thing it asks is whether the proposal aligns with the future land use map or not. Currently this does not, but since you just approved it, this will be considered that it aligns with the future land use map and in the city's comprehensive plan. The other facts, sorry. Yep. The other analysis for this proposed master plan is this will be changing the residential density from 7.7 to 3.07. This will be all single-family dwelling units. The building setback will be 30 feet from front and rear, 10 feet side yard setback for all the units, and there will be 30 feet perimeter setback on certain lot that basically talks about that abuts to the perimeter boundary of this district. All the setbacks has been laid out on the master plan exhibit that was submitted. This zone also requires applicant to provide a landscaping plan. In MU zoning district, landscaping requirement is point-based. There is a on-site landscaping point requirement and a street tree requirement. The applicant is meeting both of those in this case. There are street tree points that will be planted with trees in the city's right of way, and other landscaping points will be achieved with landscaping on the lots. The applicant has tried to distribute the landscaping evenly between all lots, which will be done at the time of developing all these lots. A landscaping plan exhibit was submitted in the packet for your review. MU zone also has a requirement about building design. So in this case, applicant is proposing that all the single-family homes will be of craftsman style exterior architecture with high pitch roof, setback 2-stall garages, and prominent front porch design. So this will be reducing will create more residential presence along the street and enhance the appeal of the neighborhood. So those are the building design guidelines that the developer is proposing for this area. One second. Yep, there are some technical comments, one of which was this proposed master plan cannot be approved prior to approval of future land use map, which was just approved. There is a development agreement that details out all the aspects of this neighborhood that will need to be required prior to city council. And if the master plan amendment is approved, applicant will be submitting preliminary plat and final plat to develop the subject property at a later date. And we want to note that preliminary plat must follow the master plan that is being currently approved. If there are any substantial changes made at the time, then a new amendment for this master plan will be required at the time. With that, staff recommends approval of the proposed master plan amendment, subject to approval of future land use map, technical comments noted above, and any comments or directions specified by Planning and Zoning Commission. Thank you.
All right, thank you, JD. Any questions for staff? Petitioner want to speak at all? I don't believe so. Anyone from the public like to speak to this? All right, I'll bring it back to the commission. I would make a motion to approve the master plan amendment amend from townhomes to single-family residential.
I would second that motion, and I would just also add, I really love the design of the homes that's proposed here. I like that the garages are intentionally set back, and the front of the home as well as the porches are really at the forefront. I do think that there's a lot of neighborhoods where you don't see that in Cedar Falls, and it just doesn't feel like there's a lot of neighborhood cohesion. And so I think that this will be really welcoming, especially given the area or the location in town where this is. So I just really wanted to make that point.
Thank you. Any more questions, comments? Could I get a roll call vote, please?
Alberhasky,
Aye.
Grebevich,
Aye.
Hartley,
Aye.
Henderson,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Sorensen,
Aye.
Stallnaker,
Aye.
Watkins.
Aye.
Okay, that'll move on to council.
Thank you. That'll move on to council. That ends any old business we have for tonight. We do have one item of new business tonight. I'm going to say Baki's minor subdivision plat. I hope I said that right. And Chris has this tonight.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, commissioners. So the applicant Ryan and Heather Bacchus, residents and owners at 3208 Pleasant Drive, are seeking to subdivide their property at at that same address. And up on the screen is a location map of this. It's located on the eastern edge of the Cedar Heights neighborhood. At the top of the of the image up there, you'll see Rainbow Drive going east-west, and then at the bottom is Pleasant Drive. We'll just talk about the lots that are being created here. We'll start with the one on the northern part. So this is lot 1. It has a lot width of 122 feet and a lot area of 38,575 square feet, which is just under an acre. For reference, in the R1 district, the requirement for lots is 9,000 square feet with a minimum lot width of 75 feet. So this is well above those minimums. The next lot just under that one, or just south of that one, is actually an outlot, Outlot A. And this is reserved for conservation purposes. It's an unbuildable lot. And just for a little further information, why we would want this to be unbuildable. It doesn't have the necessary utility services nor frontage on a valid right-of-way. Cottonwood Lane's right-of-way that borders this outlot is only 20 feet wide. The minimum required is 60 feet. And the primary purpose of Cottonwood Lane is to have access to the lift station at 3129 Cottonwood Lane. That stretch of Cottonwood Lane is unpaved and will remain so for the foreseeable future. And then lastly, we can talk about Lot 2. This is where the applicant's house is currently shown on the plat and has been there for several decades. That this has a lot width of 174 feet and a lot area of 111,036 square feet, which is just over, it's about 2.5 acres, I should say. So, this minor plat really shows everything that it needs to as far as what needs to be delineated on a plat, and it meets all the requirements of the R1 district. Also, the buildable lots have all the necessary access to street frontage and utility infrastructure that are necessary for buildable lots. And with that, staff recommends approval, subject to any comments or direction by the Planning and Zoning Commission, and conforming to all staff recommendations and technical requirements. If the commission has no concerns that require further review, staff recommends that the commission make a recommendation to council. This seems fairly straightforward, I should just say. Doesn't seem like it will affect much as far as the neighborhood is concerned, but I believe we have neighbors here that may be curious about what's happening here, so we'll see. Anyway, I turn it back to the commission.
All right, thank you. Chris, any questions for staff right now?
I'm actually curious about the conservation lot. Can you just walk me through why split that up into its own lot? Why not just keep that with either the north lot or the south lot? And then is that an ownership issue? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, it would technically still remain in ownership of the people who are subdividing this, unless they sell it off. But this keeps it so that it will not be developed. If it was combined with one of those other buildable lots, then someone could build, say, a detached accessory structure or something like that on there. There's really just a desire by the applicant here to to keep that free of structures and any other encumbrances, keep the preserve, the trees and all of that intact.
So that's probably a question for the applicant, because they wanted that buffer area, and so that was the way to preserve that. So when they said that they wanted that to be conserved, we said establishing it as an outlot would be the best way to go forward with that.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
So, Chris, you would say that one of the purposes of this might be that Lot 1 could be sold in the future and have a home on it off Rainbow Drive?
Correct. That's
Right.
That's certainly
That's
the intent here.
Yeah. Okay.
Is the petitioner here tonight and like to speak to this item at all? Okay. Is anyone from the public here who would like to speak to this item? I have a question. Yeah, could you come up to the podium and name and address just for the record? We can't, if you're not up by the mic, we can't get it on record, so.
My name is Elizabeth Brookins, and I have ownership in the 3101 Rainbow Drive. And I'm just curious on the, I guess, how exactly, if that, where that goes from, how far back, is where it's squared off? Is that where?
Can you maybe bring that
The image back up?
Yeah,
visual
bring
up?
that image back up, please.
Is that the image you're looking for?
Yeah, that kind of, I guess that kind of comes over some, so that helps.
Are you next door to this, or?
We own from Rainbow Drive all the way to Cottonwood. So,
On the west of this property?
correct,
Okay, yep.
yeah. So, and that's the conservation part is great, because there's always deer and everything, and that's a wonderful part of it, so.
Steve Frears. So what's the depth of the conservation lot from Cottonwood then to the north?
So the depth of the conservation lot is 197 feet from Cottonwood up north.
So nothing will be built on Cottonwood.
Correct. At least on the north side of Cottonwood. Technically, the area just south of Cottonwood could have a detached accessory structure as long as it meets our detached accessory structure codes. There may be some discussion that we'd have to have if they're wanting to build something there.
And that's the section that butts up behind their house.
Right. It appears there is a wetland
Yeah, a
there
creek that
on that northern part of there. They probably won't want to build there, but we can certainly have those conversations if they want to.
But that would be the same with any single-family lot, your lot or anybody else's lot. They can request to build an outbuilding or an accessory building on their property, just like anybody else. So this plat won't change that.
Do you have anything else?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Okay, thank you. I'll bring it back to commission for any discussion or a motion or.
Giant lot. I
huge
could
lot.
understand wanting to split that northern part up. I thank you for the definition on the conservation lot as well. I love the thought there by the property owners to try and conserve what sounds like it's kind of a nice little hidden gem for the neighborhood. So,
Yeah, seems logical. I would make a motion that we approve. Move to
Second.
council.
I'll second.
We got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Okay. Alberhasky,
Aye.
Grebevich,
Aye.
Hartley,
Aye.
Henderson,
Aye.
Johnson. Sorensen,
Aye.
Stallnaker,
aye.
Watkins.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That carries, and we'll move on to city council. Is there any commission updates for tonight?
I don't have anything for you tonight.
All right, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, we are adjourned. Everyone have a great evening. Thank you.
I had a little 5-acre lot